Hey you guys, Desmond here, and welcome back to the channel. I am one of your amazing co-hosts, Desmond.
And I'm LaCresha.
And we want to welcome you to the Unapologetically Honest Show, the show where we give our unapologetically honest opinion on our favorite television shows. Today, we are here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14, Episode 7?
I think so.
7, the Daytona Wind. So before we get into all that, I got to remind everybody, please subscribe to the channel, honey. We are growing. You know, we just started this channel in January and we're growing. I need some more subscribers. So if you love us, subscribe. If you like us, subscribe. Hell, even if you hate us, subscribe. You can change your mind later, but don't. Don't. Make sure you like and share the video with your friends. If you have any friends who love Drag Race or any other show that we're talking about, share us. That's the only way we're going to grow. So, the Daytona Wind. What did you think of this episode, Lady Krisha?
It was a good episode, actually. I actually enjoyed myself very much.
I was worried because, you know, we really didn't like last week's episode.
Right.
So I was kind of worried. I'm like, oh, is the season finna go? It shot right back up. I'm like, okay.
It did.
Good episode, and the non-elimination actually made sense. And I'll explain why it made sense to me anyway later, because there's two reasons, in my opinion. Untucked, I didn't get any screenshots from Untucked, but we are going to talk about that beautiful moment that did happen in Untucked.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, I needed that because I was ready to push her out the door. Still kind of am.
Yeah.
Still kind of am. But, you know, my heart. I'm like, okay, you tugged at the heartstrings. Okay?
You know, they're going to do you like how they did you last year.
So, are you ready to get into it?
Yo.
Then let's get into it. And just call us Doja. Okay. All right, make it big and bam. So we start off the episode after Maddie Morphous's elimination, and right off the jump, Jasmine got on every nerve I had.
I was ready to push her.
She's like, that was easy. I'm like, girl,
you don't get the heck out of here.
I'm so sick. I know that's the New Yorker coming out of her. And I think because since she's the only New York queen this season, we're not seeing that from multiple people. Because we've had comments and we've had queens act like her before, but you know, there's usually 2, 3, 4 other queens acting just like her. So it's kind of like, it's just them. It's only her. And it's just like, man, you really didn't do that as good.
No, not really.
But I'm be quiet. She was talking her noise. She said performing is what she does, so she's excited that she got a chance to do it, and she feels like it lit a fire.
With the hair.
The normal stuff that we hear from queens who just lip synced for their life.
Talking about this little fire under me. I'm ready to go.
They showed another clip of the Untucked. So we sit down and Lady Candace talking about, oh, I was so close. I'm getting closer and closer. I gotta get this win. I'm on this trajectory. I gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? And they say congratulations to Georges, except for Diabetes.
Dude, I'm about ready to punch Diabetes in the throat.
Here's the thing. She wasn't saying anything incorrect because, like, I agreed with what she was saying. It was how she was saying it.
That part.
Like, you didn't have to call that outfit a napkin.
No.
Although I did chuckle.
It was.
I was like, whoop, not a napkin.
Like it was. But still, you didn't have to say all that.
Yeah, no,
we could all see it was a napkin.
And like, but one thing really pissed me off about the moment. You know, she had her moment. It was stupid. Like, girl, get over yourself. But then Georges had the nerve to call out the whole makeup situation. And I did too last week. I'm not going to say and act like I didn't call it out. But I didn't say it in a bad way.
Right.
He did. When Georges serves the same face every week, how are you going to get mad if she serves the same face too? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's
at least something changed about it.
But you know, it's a
Slightly.
very common critique that the artistic, different type of queens always get. Oh, you're doing too much. Oh, blah, blah, this. You never say nothing to the pageant queens or the performers when they're doing the same look and the same beat every week. But yet she does these eyes 2 weeks in a row, or she does these lips. You have a problem with that. And that's more the judges. And because the judges say that, that makes it think the competitors can say that to the others. No. If I have if this was her signature look, this type of eye right here, I would expect that every week from her.
Every week.
Just like you give that beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, George's face be beat. But it's the same beat every week. You can't know for somebody else having the same makeup when you do. And George's really got on my nerves afterwards when she was talking to Jasmine and was like, well, you should have done better. Girl, don't get me wrong. I understand you feeling yourself. You got your win. Great. But don't do that. Don't do that, because it's clear. And you were feeling it the next day. Like, you know, she put it right there in front of you. Like, look at the work everybody else did, and you wrapped some fabric around you.
Right.
And it was just, that really irritated me. The fact that she was so caught in the moment that she didn't realize the delusion that she was in.
All of them.
So yeah, that George's and Diabetes and Jasmine Kennedy really irritated me this first like 5-10 minutes of the episode. I'm like, get over yourselves.
They do.
And like, I love them. Like, I follow them online and they seem like great. But baby, well, I think it was Bosco who said it later in the episode, the competition brings the ugly out of folks.
Yes.
And that's what we're seeing.
Yes.
Because honestly, I feel like that with all the queens, like, we're not seeing who they really are. This is a competition, pressure can, all this other stuff. But baby, y'all sure don't look pretty on a competition setting. Y'all sure don't.
You can only imagine what some of the pageant queens do.
Ooh-wee. So it's the next day and Diabetes apologizes to Georges. Do you think her apology was authentic?
No.
Like, I want to believe it. Like, it sounded authentic to me until Jasmine said it was fake. I'm like, oh, well, I thought she was being real. Unless they're trying to push that narrative that Di is this bitter, nasty type of queen. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it seemed authentic. Like, I'm one of those, okay, you apologize. Let's fix the behavior. Because if you apologize and keep doing what you're doing, you didn't mean it. That was a fake apology. Part. So we got to wait to see how she's going to do. We have to wait to see. Georges. They get a room mail from RuPaul, and then RuPaul enters the room. What do you think of this suit that he is rocking upon this episode?
Not my favorite.
I didn't like it.
Not my favorite.
Didn't like it. Didn't like it. But RuPaul announces that this week's Maxi Challenge is the Daytona Wind. And that he will be directing it. And since Georges won last week, Georges gets to pick the roles. Now here comes my little now it's starting to make a little sense to me why Georges won. Because I think they wanted Georges to be real petty. Casting. And as you saw, Georges didn't. She was actually pretty fair. They sat down, had a conversation, and everybody pretty much got who they wanted or somebody they agreed to taking.
Right.
The only one who really didn't get a chance was Lady Camden, but that was because she was still reading page 1 by the time the queens were done reading the script.
Right.
So I feel like...
But she rocked it out, though.
Oh, yeah, she did. I feel like the producers really wanted her to be messy in this moment, and she did.
Right.
I really thought. But then again, I'm not going to lie to you, I would have. Baby, oh, you want to be such and such Davenport? Okay. Well, here you go. You could be such and such Michaels. But see, I wouldn't be like Ellie Diamond and back down after I did it. No, I did what I did. Have fun. Make sure I get the role I want. And then the rest of you, oh, you want this role? I'm going to give it to you. I would have. Not going to lie to you. Not going to lie one bit. But yep, they sat down. They got their roles. I want to give props to RuPaul in this episode. RuPaul was a great director.
Yeah, RuPaul was.
I was sitting there and I'm like, come on, Ru. But I think, because I truly feel like going into this episode, they knew it was going to be a non-elimination.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to that a little bit later. So maybe that's why Ru was more constructive with the criticism, be like, hey, say it this way. Oh, just relax. Oh, give me this, give me that. Do you know who Joan Crawford is? You know, all this other stuff. And I'm like, Ru was a really good director. And I agree with the queens. I'll be shitting bricks. Because it's one thing to have Michelle and Carson and Ross, but to have RuPaul, the one who's signing the checks, the one who's going to hand you that crown and tiara. Baby, I would be a hot boo-boo mess. I'll be like, okay, Jasmine, we got to get it together. You know, we used to Michelle and Carson and Ross, but we got Mama Ru this week. We got to get it together. But here's a quick shot of them on the set of the Daytona Wind. And then we get back into the workroom. We didn't really get like a mirror moment, but once again, we got another moment. Diabetes just the screenshot. I'm sorry. I didn't realize the screenshot until now. Oh my God, Dia.
Dia looks like a finger condom.
I am so sorry, Dia. This was not a flattering screenshot of you, ma'am.
No.
But she's just double checking basically with Georges, and that's where the conversation about, oh, this is the competition. It brings out the ugly in folks, and you know, we just need to work on building each other up, except for tearing somebody down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They had a conversation about Folsom, and
you and these screenshots, bro.
Were you familiar with the Folsom Fair as Angie called it?
Well, since I watch What's the Safe Word, I was actually very familiar with it. It was a conversation I've heard before.
Okay, because I just wanted to check, because what people may not know is you were raised in California. So I was like, I wonder if you were familiar with it, if you knew what the festival was, you know, etc.
I've never been. That if I do go back to California anytime soon, it might be something I would like to go for, just to kind of like watch around and oogle all of the other
Lady
people.
Camden.
You know, I might drag you along with me just to give you the experience, because that's like the best part. I think the best part of going back home for me with other people is being able to see it through their eyes, because when I go home by myself, it's just going home and it's not that exciting to me.
Yeah. I was aware of Folsom. You know, this whole episode was just a huge slap to Rock'em Sakura. A whole slap to Rock'em Sakura. But anyway, we'll get to it more when we get to the
because they show didn't talk about none of that when she was there. Now that tweet makes sense.
Yeah, and we'll get to the farting a little bit later. But there was this video that went around of Rock'em attending the festival.
There was a what?
Rock'em attending the festival. There was a video going around. Well, several of Rock'em attending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The festival.
Was she in leather?
Yeah, she was in leather.
Oh, was she a pet?
No cat. But yeah, it was a nice conversation.
She could have been a dog or a pony.
No, none of that.
Darn.
But yeah, it was nice having a conversation about Folsom. And I love how Bosco was like, you know, of course there's always going to be those pride events that are family friendly, but Folsom is not, and it needs to stay that way. It needs to stay that way. But Angie said she wants to go to the fair. So
look, can we just go together all through?
So I'm not sure. I don't know when they have the festival each year. So she might pop up at this year's fair. She said it. She might pop up at the fair this year, y'all. So if y'all see Angie out there in her leather, just let her live her moment, okay? Let her live her moment. We also got this moment where Maddie left the letter for Jasmine and she read it out. It was sweet. It was nice to know that they did leave on good terms, even though they did have a fight. Because a lot of people got to remember, these queens don't know each other. They don't know how to handle each other's personalities. So yeah, they're going to clash heads at times. But it's good to see that, they're like, listen, I'll see you outside of this place. You're going to show me around New York, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, I thought that was cute.
Yes.
So let's take it to the main stage. Up first, we have RuPaul. I love this.
Oh, wow. That looks like the flowers I like.
I love this. She walked out in this and I'm like, Ru.
She was trying this week, darling. She was trying.
I live for everything from the makeup, the hair, the dress, the heels. Like,
yes.
This is all great for me. This is all great for me. So there's a close shot. Just wanted to, so you can see everything there.
Yes, quick, all the taffeta.
Michelle Visage looking lovely. Ross Matthews. I don't know. He got a glow this season. I'm not sure it's because he's newly married or what, but he got a glow this season.
Because he was engaged during this. Yes.
So I'm like, I'm happy to see Ross this happy. Like the glow is there. Like
yes.
And plus it looks like Ross lost a little weight too. Okay, Ross.
Yes, he was trying to fit into that wedding suit, darling.
I was like, I'm happy to see you happy. And then T.S. Madison, please, can we make her a permanent judge?
She was looking good this episode.
I saw somewhere on Twitter that they say she might be a rotating judge this season, so we'll see her again a couple more times. I'm like, good. Yeah, I want to see some more T.S. Madison because I love me some T.S. Madison. Like she got this whole Fox Soul show. Did you watch her interview with Monique?
No.
Oh, you need to watch that interview. It's on YouTube. Just type in T.S. Madison and Monique. It'll pop up.
Okay.
You gotta watch that, baby. She spills the tea on Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, all them.
Oh, Lee Daniels.
Ooh. But yeah, TS looking good, honey. Love to see you more on the show. Category is Chaps on the Runway.
They just did not like you these last 2 episodes.
This is not my week, okay? This is not my
week. Last 2 weeks, they have not.
This is not my week. First, we had polka dots.
Polka dots.
Now we got Chaps.
Now we got Chaps.
I'm like, Jesus.
I ain't got no Chaps to put on, unfortunately.
But the reason why I didn't get a picture for what I would have done is because I would hear Chaps. I'm like, okay, obviously I would want to do something Western. And then, I would want some really huge Chaps. You know what I'm saying? But then I get on Twitter and Maddie Morphosis post.
I was about to say, did you see Maddie Morphosis picture?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's pretty much what I would have done. So if you want to know what I would have done or something similar to what I would have done, it would have been what Maddie did. The huge ass Chaps. I would have some fake guns going down the runway like, you know what I'm saying?
Annie Oakley.
I would have had a whole moment. A whole moment.
Yes. And I'd have just come down looking like Jessie from Toy Story.
Oh, that'd be cute. That would
little black Jessie with the big old red ponytail.
So up first we have Willow Hill. What did you think of Willow Hill's look?
Willow is itty bitty, but I liked the look actually. It wasn't my favorite look, but I liked the look.
I wish she was padded to give more of a shape or more of a little body.
That part.
But other than that, I like it. For Chaps. I like it.
You know what? I'm gonna get me some boots like that.
Ooh, yeah, get you some boots like that. Up next is Bosco. Now I love this.
That was cute.
I love every piece of this. Every moment of this. She walked out, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, because it wasn't cultural appropriation.
Yeah. How could this have been cultural appropriation?
I said because it wasn't.
There's a way it could have.
If she'd have had, instead of that headband, if there had been some feathers in the back of it, buddy.
Oh, honey, the headband You know, a lot of people use the headband, not just the Native Americans, but yeah,
I
if
know.
she
I'm
did have the
saying it's a
feather,
good
if she
thing
did
it
have the
wasn't.
feather, it could have been cultural appropriation. I do agree with that.
Yes,
But I love this look.
it was a good look.
Bosco had a really good week. We're gonna talk about her in that Daytona Win Challenge.
Ooh, Bosco.
Deja Sky. I like this.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, nothing to scream home about.
I wish it fit better.
For it to be Chaps, I wanted more of a, I wanted more of like a Chap feel to it. It didn't really scream Chaps to me.
It screamed open bottom bell bottoms.
Yeah, like I wish it would gave me more of the Chaps feeling. Maybe that's why I like it, because it doesn't really scream Chaps to me.
That's why you like it.
But it's like a soft too. A soft. Girl, what is this?
Oh no, man.
Carrie, she has disappointed me pretty much every week on this runway. Like the face is always right.
Right.
The body is always right. Yeah. It's the outfit, the ensembles, like honey. And
well,
I remember, she did mention, I want to say in this episode, maybe even the last episode,
it was in Untucked this episode.
And she hasn't been doing drag long. And I'm like, I could tell.
Yeah.
And I was watching a review, and somebody said, you know, just based off the editing, they were really building the relationship between Carrie and Cornbread. Mm-hmm. And they were thinking that maybe Cornbread's injury really put a damper in what they had planned for Carrie on the show.
Right.
Because honestly, I am shocked she's still here.
Yeah.
So a lot of that reviewer.
Not necessarily shocked she's still here, but I am. I really do.
I'm shocked she's safe. Now she should have had some bottom placements other than the one time she was in the bottom.
Right.
But yeah, they were like, I wonder if because Cornbread's gone, was Cornbread the one who was initially going to send her home? Because, you know, they love having best Judys and big goody good friends lip sync against each other. And we know Cornbread would have ate her up. So now she's like stuck in this weird spot until they decide, are we going to keep her or are we going to get rid of her?
Right.
Because we can wish and hope all day, but we know that the show is produced, and you come in with the storyline already written in the producer's head. So with Cornbread being knocked out, I think that really threw off what they were going to do with Carrie, because she's just been there, in my opinion.
Right.
And I agree with that statement. She's just been kind of there. Hopefully.
And she's even made that statement, like, I'm just here, I don't understand.
Hopefully she'll get some time under her belt, come back to All Stars and give us what we need. Yeah, because I can see her coming back on All Stars.
Because I'm trying to figure out what she's doing with these hairy chaps.
These chaps, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Okay. All right.
So who let her come out the house like that?
Who let her come out the house like this?
I don't know.
This is not Chaps.
I swear I thought she was gonna get read to filth for that. And they loved it.
I'm like, oh, they finna read her. Oh, they finna get her.
I thought she was gonna get read to.
But I will say Michelle was real. She's like, okay, these are not Chaps.
Right.
So they did call her out on it, but they didn't read her like they should have.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, this is cute. I actually like this.
I don't.
But it's not the category. It's not the runway. Chaps on the runway, honey. Not tights that aren't pulled up all the way.
Right.
And you could have made the chaps out of the tights, honestly, and that would have worked for me.
Yes.
But you're not giving the illusion of chaps here.
No.
It really just look like your tights need to be pulled up. And that's a common critique people have had for you. Angie's up next. This was cute. Gave me very Diana Ross, gave me very disco, Studio 54.
Gave me very Cher.
Very Cher. It was cute. These are not Chaps. I don't know what this is, but that's not Chaps. And I like the idea, like good idea, bad execution. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you would have cut just this yellow out and made the ensemble the same material that the cape is in,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been sickening. And
Mm.
maybe have it cut off at the ankle here and have a sickening pump with it. Oh, this could have been sickening.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been sickening. Anything you want to add to this?
No.
Moving on. Up next is Lady Camden.
With that reveal.
Talking about sickening reveal. I wanted the screenshot in here first, but oh, now she walks out. She's wearing this. I'm like, okay, this is cute. I can see the chaps, but the dress part's kind of throwing me off. I'm like, okay, I can let it pass.
Right.
And she fell.
And the wig came off, and I was so scared.
I'm like, you should have seen me on my couch behind me. I'm like, and I'm like, oh, she fell hard.
Right.
Oh, she fell hard. And
for the wig to come off, because I hadn't watched it all day. And I don't remember what I was on. I think I was like on TikTok, and RuPaul's TikTok and the Drag Race TikTok came up, and that was the part they showed, was her falling and getting back up. And I was like, that happened? Oh no, let me watch, because I don't want to get spoilers.
Yeah, and like she fell hard, and I think these were their genuine faces the first time she did it, because they do the runway twice.
Right.
Like they're like, oh God, she fell. And we've had queens fall before, but like if nobody's fell like that.
Right.
Like she ate shit. Like whoop. But it was all a work, honey, because she got up. And it's Freddie Mercury, bitch.
And then it's Chaps.
That was probably the best reveal I have ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Oh my! And I've seen some amazing reveals. I used to go to the shows.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start going again, but I'm still kind of iffy about what places I go now since the panini.
The panini.
But yeah, but I've seen some amazing reveals, and this was a good one. This is probably the best one I've seen. Like
even with the floppy mustache,
Lady Camden served it.
Yes. Who was this? I like the stockings.
Okay, so here are all the queens on the main stage. Who was your favorite runway of the week?
Lady Camden.
Lady Camden, that's a good one. Glancing over all these, I'm torn between Lady Camden and Bosco.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go Bosco. But Lady Camden, the reveal, mwah, chef's kiss.
Yes.
But like the look afterwards, like this is cute. But but that reveal, mwah. So here is the part where I think going into this episode, they knew that this was going to be a non-elimination, because they hid the fact that the fart jokes were going to be added to it.
Right.
I don't think that would have been fair for the queens if they would have sent somebody home based off of this. Be like, but they didn't know the joke was the fact that they were farting the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But RuPaul,
and that's why RuPaul kept wanting all them different faces.
Yeah, and RuPaul really did a good job at pulling out what they needed so that they could get the fart jokes in. And right. I think that's the reason why we had nobody go home today, because honestly, it wouldn't have been fair. And another thing is, we lost Cornbread a few episodes ago, and we still had somebody go home that episode. So there's an episode where, you got to make up for it, because, they already planned the, the chocolate bar to keep a queen. But they had no idea that they were going to end up losing a second queen. So they're like, okay, what do we do? This is a good way of using that.
Right.
This is a good way of using that. So Deja Sky, Carrie Colby, and Angeria were announced that they were safe.
Yes, and they cried backstage.
Yes. But we need to talk about the challenge first.
Yes.
Desmond, the Daytona wins.
The Desmond to win.
So Raja, Eureka, I thought that was cute that they had them, with them being on the recent season of All Stars. We start off with Deja Sky. If there was a bottom two this week, she would have been.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Her southern accent will go in and out.
There was a southern accent.
Non-existent.
Oh, there was a southern accent.
At points, you could hear it. And even like when they were shooting it, you could tell she started off with it. By the time she finished her lines, she was back to talking normal. And I mean, it's not that hard to put on a country accent.
Southern accent.
Good southern accent, honey. Maybe because I'm from Texas, it's real natural for me to pull this out and tell y'all how I really feel from the bottom of my heart. But it's just like, and I'm glad RuPaul called it out. You're from California, aren't you?
I had some, because I'm like, no, because when I was in California, everybody thought I was from the South.
That was too funny.
But then again, my grandmother was from Idabel, Oklahoma. And so that's where I got my accent from. But the only way you hear my southern accent is when I'm excited or you've pissed me off.
It comes in and out with me. I'll edit my Sims videos. For those who don't know, I do Sims at Simply Desmond. Go subscribe. I'll edit my videos.
Unless you come from that channel, then you know.
Then you know. But I'll edit my videos. I'm like, damn, I sound so country. And then sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm not sounding as country as I normally do. So it comes in and out. So it's just, who knows? But yeah, she was rough. Carrie Colby, I thought Carrie did an amazing job.
She did. She made up for that last one.
Like if her look wasn't so bad, she could have been up there with them in the top.
Yeah.
But then again, she's from Dallas, honey, and we could pull that out when we need it.
All the time.
All the time. And this is when the queens realized that the fart jokes were put in. Everybody was hooting and hollering. Okay. Up next is Georges, just like Gorgeous. She did a really good job.
Yes.
And she mentioned that, she used to watch the telenovelas with her abuela and her tias. So it's like she knew where to draw that because, soap operas and telenovelas, baby, they're right there with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the telenovelas are in Spanish, honey.
Mm.
And I thought it was funny when RuPaul was having Georges do all those crazy faces. And I'm like, why is Ru doing all this? And then seeing this, I'm like,
Oh.
I'm like, okay, Ru, I see what you did there.
Yes.
And every time they went to Ru's face, she just had that evil smirk, like, I got him. I got him. And they were shocked. Like, I honestly feel like they didn't know. Hell, I was shocked. I'm like, Daytona win.
I get it now.
And then the whole thing was just full of gas jokes. I'm like, oh my God.
Blow me away.
Pay you. I was like, what? But anyway, Gorgeous, you did a good job. Speaking of PU, here is Jasmine Kennedy, who her country accent, my Lord.
Oh my God.
It was so bad, it was good.
Oh, that was rough.
It was so bad, it was good. I'm like, yes, ma'am. I was, it's.
And then everybody honestly, kept saying, Alyssa? Is that you?
A lot of people keep saying it, and I see it, but like,
it's not. She's missing some things for it to be a true Alyssa look.
Yeah, like I see the Alyssa isms, like I see it, but like I'm like, the jokes are kind of, I'm over them. But oh God, what was I finna say?
No.
Even without the fart jokes, I feel like this was an amazing acting challenge.
Yes.
Because I feel like even without the jokes, I would have been, honestly, this is probably my favorite acting challenge they've ever done. Like even without the farts, I would have been sitting there like, oh, the drama, honey.
Okay.
I'm just getting into Dynasty. I'm trying to find the original Dynasty. Like I see the reboot that they've done. Everybody adores it. And I'm like, well, I want to watch it, but like I want to watch the original material too, because it's some characters come back and et cetera, et cetera. So like I need to know
yeah, except for that 5-year stint. That was a dream.
Oh Lord, when I get to it, I'll let you know. Well, first I gotta find it. But anyway, I thought this was a good challenge, and I thought Jasmine Kennedy did a good job. Miss Angie,
Oh, Jesus.
you better be lucky there was not a bottom two this week,
Yes.
because you and Deja would have been up there lip syncing.
And they would have broke all of my heart.
This would have broke my heart. And the whole episode, I'm like, oh shit, Angie finna lip sync.
That part.
Oh God, hopefully she don't go against somebody who's really good. Because honestly, I couldn't figure out who was going to be in the bottom with Angie. Okay, I'm like, okay, clearly Angie's in the bottom, but who's joining her? And I'm trying to figure out, and I'm like, but then after seeing everything, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be Deja and Angie. And we know Deja can lip sync because, baby, she slayed that fallen lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, ooh, goodness, please, 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 please. And then we got the non-elimination. She better be thankful. She
was, because she was crying too.
She better be thanking the heavens above, okay?
Thank you, cornbread, for messing up your knee.
Lady Camden slayed.
Oh my God, why did she remind me of Susan Lucci? All My Children.
Okay. I'm finna say I didn't watch the soap operas. You got to tell me the names because, my mom watched a good chunk of them. Now, One Life to Live, honey, for a good year, that had me.
General Hospital was my favorite of my grandmother's, because my grandma, I was like,
it's my mama's fault because she watched it every night when we got home from school and stuff. She would turn on One Life to Live. One Life to Live, because there was a soap opera channel on DirecTV, and they showed them later that day, or they were like a day behind, whatever. They showed the episodes. So my mom was watching them when everybody would get home, and baby, I'll be tuned in. I'm like, ooh.
See, and that just shows my age because I watched them when they originally aired.
Yeah, you were old enough to be up that early and not at school. Anyway, so
excuse Lady you, Camden, I was not up that early.
Lady Camden,
it was at home sick.
In, and she went, Maxine. That tickled my soul, pink and blue. I was so happy.
And I'm glad they didn't try to force her to have a Southern accent.
I mean, she was trying to have one. She was trying. It wasn't.
But it wasn't the cute Southern British accent that I'm used to. Oh my God, that's so adorable.
Who I thought was Lonnie Love was actually T.S. Madison.
Ooh.
Last week when we looked at the preview, I thought it was Lonnie Love. Mm-hmm. It was actually T.S. Madison in front of a green screen. You can see it right here. And in the hair. Because a lot of people she wasn't there in the she wasn't. Here's the green screen. You can see pieces of it back here, honey. Yeah. Green screen.
Yeah, they didn't light her properly.
Yeah, but she was still funny. And I think that actually added to the funniness of it, seeing that clearly she was in front of a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, T.S. did a good job. Diabetes was there.
And I have something to say.
What are these lips? I'm sorry. I know you have your signature drag, but when you're doing an acting challenge like this will be the one time where you can show the judges, be like, hey, I can do a regular beat too.
Right.
And plus, this is even weird for her, how big the lips are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, girl, what is this? And she did decent in the acting challenge. I don't want to say she did bad, but she was middle of the road for me.
Right.
But she did
was
good.
Average.
She did good. Miss Willow Hill giving us the Maura Rose realness. Did you ever watch Schitt's Creek?
No.
Oh, whenever you get some time, honey, all 5 or 6 seasons, I can't remember how many seasons there are, is on Netflix. Go watch and you will understand the reference she's doing. But yeah, Willow slayed.
Yeah, she
house
did.
down
She
boots,
did.
Amazing. Amazing. And who I thought was Valentina was just a random pit crew member. All right. And then
I thought it would have been, Jeffrey Chapman.
That'd have been cute if they would have got him. But then last but definitely not least, Miss Bosco came in and shut it down.
Right, with her Reba impression.
Oh my, Fancy was her name, all right?
Yes.
Here's your one chance. And baby, she didn't let
She
nobody
did not let nobody
She
down.
didn't let a single soul down.
No.
Not a single soul. You gotta throw the hits. Not a single soul.
Not a single soul.
There was not a crumb left, not a drop, not an inkling of anything. Honey, she slayed.
Yes.
I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes,
she
ma'am.
gave it all.
Yes, ma'am. So Deja Sky and Jeria and Carrie Colby were announced safe. As you can see from their faces, they're like, safe.
What?
Especially Angie. Angie was like, oh shit, I bet these are the bottoms. Her face. And Deja's like, oh. And Carrie, you could tell her fast enough. She's like, bye.
Bye.
She said, I'm safe. Okay, bet. Bye.
I'm gonna ride this safe till the wheels fall off.
Baby, got to go. Y'all, I'll see y'all next week. But our top 6, because nobody went home, was Diabetes, Willow Hill, Bosco, Georges, Jasmine Kennedy, and Lady Camden. Our top 2 of the week was Lady Camden and Diabetes. Do you agree with them 2 being the top 2 of the week?
No.
Neither do I. Neither do I. Honestly, Lady Camden, yes. Hands down.
Yes.
Honestly, I would have put Bosco, maybe even Willow Hill up there.
That part.
I think I would have put Bosco, but like if Willow was there, I wouldn't be upset about that either.
I think they just got tired of hearing Dia sit here talking about, I'm not getting critiqued and I don't understand why I can't get it.
Because her performance was mid and her outfit is mid.
Because trust me, the week that I've had this past week, I could have been the same way Dia has been, but I got attention I did not want. The attention I wanted, I didn't get. And in my mind, I had resigned myself to, okay, we just got to work harder to get that attention that we actually want. And then turned around, let somebody else's comments get to me, and I got attention I did not want.
It happens.
Ugh.
But all right. The top 2 are lip syncing to One Way or Another by And again, I need to find my list because this was on there too. I'm gonna have to make a new list because I don't think there's after that lip sync Lollapalooza last season on All-Star 6. I knocked off a lot of the songs on my wish list.
Yeah.
The 2 We Like to Party, the Bingo Bus is coming. And
that was last week.
This one, that just knocked 2. I gotta find that list because I don't think there's too many left on there.
Nope.
And I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay. But what did you think of the lip sync as I clicked through
it? Look, Lady Camden let Dia have it. I don't know what Dia thought she was doing.
For real.
Although them kicks, them one-legged high kicks Camden was doing was getting on my nerves.
Yeah, she did too many of them. But baby, the fact that she was sitting down and then went into the split right here, I'm like, come on, dance.
Go ahead, because we ain't never seen nobody do that.
Never seen that one. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I am present. And as you can see,
Dia thought she was just serving.
Dia was there.
And I'm like, no, honey. I think they were trying real hard in the beginning to focus on Dia. And then it was like Lady Camden was like, no. Over here, camera, right here.
This was one of my favorite lip syncs of the season so far. And I can't wait. One thing I want us to do this year is to actually rank the lip syncs and discuss why we place them where we are. But yeah, like this was really good. I really enjoyed it. Lady Camden is your winner, and she wins a cash tip of $5,000.
I like her fake tattoo mustache better than I liked the.
Me too. When she did the mustache reveal, I'm like, you know what? I liked that better than what you had going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, they ended the episode because there's nobody going home. Next week we're having a girl group challenge, which is it's giving retro vibes. It's giving that very like 50 and 60s vibe. And you know that's my favorite era.
Yes.
You know,
with the exception of the racism, yes.
Except for the race. I'm talking about music wise. Baby, you don't understand how much I listen to the Four Tops, the Shirls, baby, down on the
To the chapel.
Yes, honey. Like I just love that era of music. Like oh, be my baby.
Be my,
you still love me tomorrow.
Baby.
Stop in the name of the love. So like I am really excited for this. I'm gonna be so disappointed if these are flops. I'm going to be so disappointed if these are flops. Oh, but anyway, what am I?
Are you okay?
I love Alec. I'm so he is one person that I didn't realize needed to be a guest judge on this show until now. I'm so glad. But if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correctly, season 2 Snatch Game, he was one of the competitors. Like he wasn't on the judging panel, but like during the Snatch Game, he played with them.
Yes.
So it was nice to see him at the judging panel. I was so happy. And for those who don't know, I'm currently watching Half and Half, and you know he's a star on there. So just seeing him here and there, and it's just like I was so happy to see him sitting there. I'm like, yes, next week is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. But that is our episode, honey. That was our episode. Good episode. Honestly, one of the best episodes of Drag Race in a while.
Yes.
Like I like favorite episode of the season by far.
Yes.
By far.
By far.
By far. By far. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up because we have another video we have to shoot right after this. So you're gonna see it because it's gonna come up probably at the same time, if not like 5-10 minutes apart. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. LaCresha, where can they find you on the medias that are social?
You can find me at Cretia McGill on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, Pocket Full of Bud Mama. But if I'm not in there, and let's be real, I'm not there. You can find me on social media at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see y'all here shortly. Bye.